Hello YouTube. In this video, I'm going to debunk one of the most widespread arguments that people use to defend steroid users. And that is going to be the action of saying that they don't really hurt anyone. It's their body, their choice, so they should be able to do steroids and they shouldn't have to apologize for it or even admit to their usage. And to me, that is a very pernicious and intellectually dishonest argument. And I'm going to explain why. I've already made one video about that type of argument that was focused on people who are trying to say that steroids aren't that dangerous because people like Arnold Schwarzenegger are still alive and kicking today. And this one I've already debunked pretty easily because it is much easier to demonstrate that this is a faulty logic. But for this one, it's going to be a little bit tougher because it's more linked to the emotional attachment that the people who use the argument have with their favorite idol on YouTube Fitness that uses steroids. You see, I'm personally of the mind that you should, of course, be able to do whatever you want with your body. But the fact is that most of the people that this argument is being used to protect are not within that category, meaning that to me, if a guy lives in the middle of the forest, he doesn't really have interactions with anyone when it comes to lifting, he doesn't have a channel or a social media, and he's just decided he's going to be enhanced because he wants to get bigger. I have, of course, nothing against that guy. I cannot tell to that guy, hey, stop what you're doing, it's morally wrong. He has the choice to decide to destroy his body and his health if he wants faster gains to attain a certain level. And the same goes for pro bodybuilders. The issue is that the vast majority of YouTube Fitness is not that. What they are is people who peddle supplements, people who sell programs, and who are making money off of their body. And this is when this argument loses all of its power because it's not just them anymore. And saying that they don't hurt anyone is akin to saying that the influence they have on people is not real. The big problem that we have on YouTube Fitness and the reason why we have this paranoia around whether people are natural or not and this proliferation of natty or not videos is because no one trusts no one. And the reason why is because we've all been betrayed at least once. You can think back to a time where you looked up to a guy and you thought, wow, that guy says he's natural, he has a good physique, I'm going to follow his advice. And then guess what happens? 1 year, 2 years down the line, it was revealed that this guy was on steroids. And what did it do to you? It completely shattered your trust into that person. But most importantly, it shattered your trust in yourself because you started to believe, okay, if I want to get to that level, I'm going to have to take steroids. So you either became absorbed by the mindset of either thinking you were going to hope on the juice or completely demoralized thinking that you're going to stay small forever. And guess who did that to you? The lying scumbag that you followed that was, of course, having an impact on your life. So saying that these people is just doing whatever they want and it doesn't hurt anyone is demonstratively incorrect. And the fact that fanboys, nut huggers, still to this day use that excuse is a perfect demonstration of the amount of Stockholm syndrome and of idealization that we have on YouTube Fitness, where people are going to follow blindly whatever a person says to the point where even if that person is revealed as being a liar or someone who cannot be trusted, they cannot go back because they're too invested now. It's the sunken cost fallacy, the sunken cost theory. When you've invested so much of your person into believing someone like they're the new messiah, and it is revealed afterwards that you just completely wasted your time, the brain cannot cope. And some people just go full throttle, full Stockholm syndrome, and they just continue in their folly. And the issue is that they themselves, after that, become guardians and defendants of these people, and they help the circle to perpetuate. It's the reason why you never really see those people disappear from YouTube Fitness. They are able to stay afloat, they are able to really maintain their amount of popularity and fame simply because at this point they've lied so much that nothing can be done. I want to compare that to politicians. Anyone who lives in, I was going to say a Western country, any country on earth with politicians, you've gotten to the point where when you hear that a politician is stealing money from the people, it doesn't even shock you anymore. You know why? Because it's become normalized. Now you've become used to it, and that's not a good thing. And the issue is that on YouTube Fitness, it's the exact same thing. We're used to that. So now the panorama, the landscape is fake natties or people who take steroids but who say they're on TRT, and we have nothing else. So yeah, we're gonna have to cope with that. Well, I'm not okay with that. We deserve so much more. We deserve better than these people. And the action of saying that it's just their body, the only person they're hurting is them, is completely ignoring the fact that most of these guys jumped on steroids to make a profit. So they on purpose initiated a circle and a cycle of lie to profit off of their subscribers that they got because they look good. And they look good because of the drugs. Do you see the entire scheme that I'm trying to present to you here? These people planned this. This is premeditated. This makes it so much worse. At no point is anyone starting a YouTube channel and just by coincidence doing steroids and then they start selling supplements for some reason or some programs without ever having in their head the idea that, hey, maybe the fact that I'm using juice is influencing people into buying my stuff. Oh no, of course, they just forgot. They got hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they just forgot about that little detail that makes their entire channel worthless. Because the guy who takes juice is going to give you advice that's not going to work for you. And then when they get called out, what do they say? Oh, well, it doesn't change anything. And they use the argument that I just debunked, saying that they didn't hurt anyone, when in reality, that's the only thing they've ever done, is hurt people. And I can think of so many people on YouTube Fitness, and it never stops. Because every time one of those fake natties is taken down, there's another one to take their place, because evil never sleeps and never rests. And there's going to be a time where I expect a shift, but the truth is that I'm not hopeful. Because since there's always an endless amount of beginners on YouTube Fitness and they make up the bulk of it, and they're very gullible and they're attracted towards that type of personality and channels, I can only foresee a future where more and more people get sucked in, lied to, hurt, and they quit. And the only way out of this is not going to be Natty or Not's video. It's not going to be the endless call-outs, because in reality, understand also that the same people feed off of the drama. It doesn't destroy them, it makes them stronger. So the last thing we have, I think, as natural lifters is going to be to create space like this channel and other channels where we can congregate, work on ourselves, and just ignore all of the noise. Because all of these people, all of this intellectual dishonesty only slows us down. It is okay and acceptable, in my opinion, to conceptualize it, look at it for what it is, and call it for what is also is the definition of that type of practice, which is just immoral. But getting more involved with that would just be staring into the abyss. I am preparing a video that is most likely going to be longer than an hour, where I'm going to recap every single lie that steroid users peddle and have been peddling for years on YouTube Fitness. And I want to get that out to you guys just so that I can just put it plain out there, because I think that it's going to open a lot of eyes. I'm certain that most of you on this channel have already been aware of that type of practice, but I think that hearing it is also going to make you and give you the ability to be more at peace with it, because I'm going to confirm your doubts. You're going to be able to hear the things that you always intellectualize, but that you could never really put into words for yourself. And that is hopefully going to come as soon as possible. But before that, I want to thank you for being subscribed to this channel. As always, it has been a great year together, and I'm looking for many more. And thank you. Have a good day.